Why hello everybody, it's Admiral Revan here, and hoping you're all doing well. My friends, I just want to do a quick video in regarding to about the World of Warcraft situation and everything that's been going on and share my thoughts about it. Honestly, World of Warcraft for me, I have played the game over 12 years, and I have done a lot of good memories. And basically, my history goes like this. I've played World of Warcraft for so long because of my enjoyment of what I had with the Warcraft games 1, 2, and 3. And basically, I was really intrigued about enjoying the aspect of playing, well, everything related to the lore, the history about the orcs and humans, but at the same time, I grow very fond about the history of one character named Arthas, and his was a very unique character because he started off being a hero and then becoming a villain. And when he became the Lich King, I was very curious about the cliffhanger moment, where it was going with the game itself. Now, when Wrath of the Lich King came out, I do remember back in the day when I was actually lined up in front of an electronics boutique store over at EB Games in Queen Street Mall in Brisbane with my friends, and we lined up in the middle of like some thunderstorms and some rain, but it started to ease up towards the midnight launch when we finally got the game, and I was getting pre-ordered collector's edition and taking the collector's edition home. We actually found it funny and enjoyable with the idea of this to take our computers and have a LAN party. 2 weeks before the actual launch, I remembered actually booking in 2 weeks leave, and my reasoning for the leave was actually so like I'm working on World of Warcraft and spending time with family and taking a break in the following week. So the funny thing is that I had a mixed reaction with my boss, but my boss actually approved it because he's a World of Warcraft fan too. So when we took the time off and had the official launch started, basically I remembered having this LAN party with big CRT monitors that had the size of a TV, and you actually took it home to a friend's place with your computer tower beside it and everything. Heavy, massive things. But I remembered having 5 nights in a row playing World of Warcraft on the starting the launch and actually grinding your way through level 70 to 80 in a matter of days. And basically, I was playing my paladin, having a good time, and it was a great experience. I used to be in a guild called the Heavenly Sword back before the launch, and basically, when the guild of that was imploded and fell through, I ended up finding out through some good friends I made along the way, and I was talking to one particular person named Alakazam. Now, Alakazam and I, that was a long time ago. He was one of the first druid characters that I met through a pug for a random dungeon. Pug is in like basically it's a basically a mechanic when you meet random people and basically have fun together on the same server. And it was before it was cross-round. And when it was cross-round, it actually became a bit more interesting as well too. So when I got to know him better, because like we ran into each other for doing some quests and stuff like that, we ended up working together as a team. And I talked to him back and forth, and I said to him, it's like, I know you used to be in the same clan with me. It's like, yeah, exactly. And it's like, hey, would you be interested in joining Killer Inc? And I went like, okay, fair enough. So it was the first server that I really got really active on the game after what happened in Burning Crusade. Back in Burning Crusade, unfortunately, at the start of the launch of the game, there was a major serious server crash, and I lost my characters. And even though Blizzard compensated me for my loss, pretty much I didn't know what to do. So I actually took a break for about 6 to 12 months before I actually got back into the game playing Wrath of the Lich King, and that's where my journey began in the game itself. So I have to admit, with everything going on, I mean, like I used to lead Killer Inc, and I was having fun with it at the time. But the game itself was fantastic. I had a good experience and everything. We had a lot of pros and cons. The experiences we had, the good memories, and a lot of funny moments, especially when my friend Wayne, or Earl, I should say, LRX, when he runs around with his gnome naked, he was playing around with his warrior or priest at the time in the Nexus and dungeon we were in at the time. And I thought this is hilarious. It was freaking hilarious. Basically, he deliberately took all his gear off and his health pool really shrunk. And every time we get a random person join our dungeon group, we had a tendency to troll and laugh and did a little bit of mockery and fun in between, and it was a great experience all around. I thought it was hilarious, the fact about how we planned that together and had fun. Even though we were pulling trash mobs and stuff like that, my friend, who was the founder of Killer Ring, had a habit and tendency to die so quickly before even our DPS or healers were trying to, keep him alive, and unfortunately kept dying so much, and I couldn't stop laughing. I just couldn't stop laughing. We had a ball at that time, but I will admit, there have been some funny moments in that game, and a lot of good ones, especially when we got the Lich King on 10-man heroic as well as 25-man. Also grabbing some mounts, achievements, everything. We all had a great time. The guild was thriving. It was the best expansion moment of our lives. And then, basically when Mr. Pandaria came out years later, it wasn't, something we're really interested in. The guild, in a good way, back in Cataclysm and Mr. Pandaria, we kind of dispersed a bit, did our own thing, came back when the game became really more interesting in Warlords of Draenor and the Burning Legion expansions. They were the best expansions, by the way. And honestly, that really brought us back together. But Battle for Azeroth really tore us apart. And also, same with Shadowlands. Now, we all had our highs and lows of the game. What we enjoy, don't enjoy, and stuff like that. And honestly, I just think that at the end of the day, I just think if we were not enjoying the game, there was time to hang our reins and call it quits. Now, as I look back on history about everything we've done up till now, I can tell you this much about in World of Warcraft right now. The reason I don't stream it is because generally the toxicity of the game, the negativity and behind it, and I got to the point that if you're having that in that feel in the game, you're starting to wonder if it's worth it or not. Most recently, when I started about 3 weeks ago, started playing the game solo with not streaming it, and just to get the general atmosphere. I played 3 good weeks of the game offline, and I found myself not enjoying it. That's the reason why I just unsubscribed and walked away from it. The reason why I wasn't enjoying it is because due to the lawsuits going on, due to a lot of political issues that have been happening with the game and everything, the game itself is not as enjoyable like it used to be. And in a lot of respect, that I just felt that, Blizzard wasn't as fun or enjoyable like it was a few years ago. So that's why I just said, I'm going to take a hiatus and go. For example, if I have moments like that with my character printed out and everything, it was fantastic, by the way, and they should bring him back in. But honestly, I collected a lot of collectibles like the Jaina Proudmoore, Sylvanas, Lich King, and a few other statues and figurines, even my Draenei figures and that. I got it all in the corner over there. But honestly, what I missed most is about, the people I used to have fun with. Now, all of us, have moved on. And, some of us, don't get along with each other like we used to. And that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, I found out that, some people that we know have died. And, it was really, it came as a shock to us all. It really was. Um, yeah, look, there's some people that I know have gone through depression states and disappeared as well. It was a very unfortunate, knowing that, there's some good people that I know over years I lost contact with. Like, for example, I lost contact with Lynch, lost contact with Sappy, Poons, Deeps, Hellbilly, Magically, Demonia, Shapeshift, Jazzy, Wayne, Andrex, Anexia, Arphagos, Alakazam, ORX. There's a few, Nature and that. But what I was thinking about when everything happened, I just want to let you know that I'm thinking of all of you. And I'm hoping everything goes well for you. It is a shame how things ended up, the way the game was, because I enjoyed it, making new friends, and, well, unfortunately I made some enemies along the way. I had some people really hated me and thinking I was two-faced or anything like that, but that's a shame. And I mean, like, who cares? I mean, like, it's history. But what matters now is that I hope that in all our experiences that we have had together, I'm sure there'll be some sort of good fondling memories anywhere in there. And, people say, like, yeah, whatever, dude. But, like, honestly, if you can't let go of your past or anything like that, that's fair enough. But I'll tell you this much. I can't let go of my past about how much I enjoyed World of Warcraft and why I loved it. It is a shame that I had to hang the reins of the game, because if I was not getting, like, the general good atmosphere like I used to, having fun like I used to or anything, yeah, it's a shame. Just like I was, like, talking to my friend Justin Savante about, about it coming back in the game, and, like, at one point we both were back, and then all of a sudden vanished. And then basically I said, like, okay, this is a clear sign that this game is made to rest. The best moment I ever had in World of Warcraft was when my friend Barrage was actually on his death knight in Wrath of Lich King. And honestly, between him and I, we played together a fair bit, and we did a lot of things together. So basically, we rotated between tank and DPS. And the funny thing is that we had one member in the clan at that time, when I was leading Killer Inc. at the time. We had this one member who had boasted about how good he was in tanking and his paladin. And fair enough, he was pretty geared and everything, so we took him out, and then we basically did Ice Crown Citadel together. There was one particular fight that my friend Barrage, like, on the right of the beat, I turned around and said to him in a whisper before we started the trash pulling and the boss pulling. I asked him, can you do me a favor on the boss pull, go all out when we pop hero? And he goes, like, sure. So basically, even though I was tanking side by side with this other paladin tank, I was a little bit more geared than he was. But the funny thing about this was that I had that same gear that he had not too long ago, and I still had it available with me in the bags, ready to be equipped. So pretty much, he came in, and then we started wailing in the boss fight. All of a sudden, that within 30 seconds after I called out hero, and the hero debuff enhances everyone's abilities, their strengths, their dexterity, everything, and not only that, their magic, damage, and everything, all the above. Everything was enhanced for a short period of time. Barrage had a strong rotation on his Death Knight, and at the time, he pulled threat from the boss. There's a mod that you can download in the game called Omen Threat Meter, and you can position it anywhere on your screen. And basically, when I saw the health, the bar or the threat meter went foof, I went like, on my, teammate. Basically, like he pulled the boss within 30 seconds, and I'm going like, oh crap! And then you see the boss turn around, go whack, and go bang on my Barrage, and Barrage lost like nearly 3/4 of his health. But the hilarity part was actually on right on the dime in that split second. I blew all my cooldowns on to taunt off the boss straight away. And the healer was kind of like, "Oh, that was a wake up call," and I'm like, "Yeah," and then this guy, had a little trouble with, with Barrage a little bit, and I thought it's hilarious because, like, I said to him, it's like, and that's like, this proves my theory a little bit, and I do remember not just myself, but others were talking about it, and then we realized that, we're gonna definitely take out this, Paladin, Alpha Drive, the one who's been talking about it, and we're gonna deliberately let him tank the dungeons, and we're gonna DPS and heal. So we did that, and I turned around and said, like, hang on, man, it's like, what's going on here? It's like, your threat is just not strong in generation. It's like, and then basically, he's like, I was not as geared as you are. And I turned and like, it's not about gear. It's all about skill. It's all about, then we start talking about, skills, the abilities, and, rotations, and, all that technical know-how. So, in a way, I just basically, cut it down to the chase, and I turned around and said to myself, okay, so the next time we did a raid the following week, and he had some new gear items, and I give him credit for it, that he was geared up and everything. So end up I brought my alt paladin, who is just as geared as he is, and brought it in and see how it's going to be a difference. So I did a lot of things in between that. So basically, I had to make sure I was the same race he was. Had to make sure that I was the same gender that he was. I had to make sure that all my, talents and everything was up to par and everything. And I just came in. So when I came in as I was, like I said to him, it's like, okay, mate, I'm gonna let you main tank it. Barrett is gonna be with me as a DPS. I'm just gonna off tank it. And basically, we were just doing a raid. And I turned around and said to myself, in a 25 man, I was going, okay, Trash is dying pretty quick. That's not the issue. So we did the same thing again in the boss fight. And I turned around in officer chat and I said, guys, do me a favor. And he goes like, what's that? And I said, like, do me a favor. We'll blow hero and do the same thing what we did in the heroic 10 man. Are you with me? And everyone was going like, yep, cool, we're with you. And then I said, just do me a favor. Can I have someone monitor the threat generation between myself and this guy? And then one of the officers that I know very well, and he basically said, yeah, sure. And then basically he just turned around and was like, yep, focused, ready to go. And basically at that moment, we gave it a good shot, a good crack at it. So when it happened, I pretty much, just wait and see how it happened. And I was going like, okay, let's do this. We pulled the boss, and within 45 seconds after popping hero in that, he lost threat. And then I turned around, he smacked and just one-shotted this poor warrior DPS, and I think it was Deeps at the time. And I was a bit shocked. But he got the battle res as soon as I pulled the boss off. And basically when I pulled the boss back, I ended up pulling my cooldowns a little bit early just to get the boss threat and had generating threat a lot faster and faster. After the raid was done, like how it is, 4 to 6 hour raid, and basically you just sit down there and go like feeling mentally exhausted after all the trash wipes or wiping and boss fights, etc., and you learned your experience and etc. The funny thing about that story was that I generated more threat than that other paladin tank. and we started talking about it. And then the only way I learned from that experience was actually working together with somebody I know. The thing is that when I was working with Berridge and I always played dungeons and everything together, and we actually worked together. And Berridge, if you're watching this video, I do appreciate your friendship and everything we've done together, my friend, and we did a great job working a team. I also want to say thank you to a Shapeshift, Demonia, Magically, Hillbilly, and also Deep Scream, and Alakazam, Enixia, Earl, Wayne, Andrex, and many others, and including Poons, Lynch, Safi, everyone else, for your friendships and everything, because it has been fantastic from what we all went through. Now, I only knew Lynch and Safi through after Pandaria, but it was fantastic. And yeah, it's been a fantastic experience. So I remembered Burning Legion, and the best Burning Legion experience was when Killer Inc. for the first time had their first mythic boss kill. And that was brilliant. And honestly, I still remembered it. And it was tough as a paladin, but it was tough, for everybody. And honestly, I've learned a lot. I want to say a big kudos and credit to Poons for teaching me and being a great friend all round for what he did. And honestly, Poons is a very well knowledgeable guy. He's very talented and very incredibly inspiring individual. I also want to say thank you to Nature, and as well as many people I've met, even Matt and a few others. But honestly, and there's also Joe and a few others as well. The list goes on. But I just want to say a big thanks to all my friends out there for what they've done over years in Killer Inc. And I always will remember the good experiences anyway. Unfortunately, in terms of streaming and gaming World of Warcraft and doing that, I won't be doing that anymore in terms of streaming it. I'm just going to be playing the game probably casually for fun if I choose to. But I don't think I'll be playing the game anytime soon, because due to the toxicity and everything that's been going on. So that's probably, for the best, and that's not a bad idea, just to relax and recuperate from all that. But after all the gaming experience from World of Warcraft, I think that after playing Shadowlands for a little bit, I just think that time to hang up the reins and call it quits. And that's pretty much why I am happy to end that on a good note with World of Warcraft. So it's a shame, but I know there's a classic edition that you can stay subscribed to access it and have fun, but it's not as fun and as enjoyable like it used to. That's the only downside. But until then, for those who have just been having fun, thank you for the good memories and the good times. Until then, I shall see you all next time. And also for Zelhan and Fallon, I haven't heard from you guys for a long time, but you guys were also part of the big family and still are. Great times with you guys too. Especially I remember with you, Zelhan. You being one of the most epic Death Knights that I have ever seen in battle. Same with Fallon, being a great Death Knight and Paladin, tank, player. Mithrin, also funny guy, all round. But yeah, at the end of the day, we had great times and good memories. So my friends, stay safe, take care. If you're playing other games and having fun, be sure to stay in touch and say hello and see how things are going. Until then, have a good Christmas and New Year, my friends.